What's going on, everybody? GemMint here back again, and we finally got the full reveal for the new Spider-Man Premium format by Sideshow. We got a tease of it during the 12 Days of Sideshow event, and what's funny is, as soon as the last Spider-Man Premium format shipped, the Daniel Bell sculpt with the perspective base, they teased a new Spider-Man. And I know some collectors like, what the hell? But this one, I always looked at it like, if you weren't a fan of the perspective base, here goes a regular, standard type of statue. And this time, they're inviting the Sinister 6. So before we look at all the pictures and everything, let's take a look at this reel or short that they put out. All right, so over here on Sideshow, they got a few different reels and stuff they've been putting out. Let's take a look at the new Spidey Premium format versus Sinister 6.
What's up, web slingers? Today we've got a brand new reveal. This is Sideshow's new Spider-Man Premium format figure. Let's take a closer look. This piece is fully sculpted and depicts a classic Peter Parker. But troubles
big bug eyes, right?
Apple, and artists have brought Peter's Spidey senses to life. A range of green and purple colors tinge his vision of the Sinister Six.
Traditional comic book enemy colors.
Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, Vulture, and Sandman. This amazing comic interpretation measures over 20 inches tall, 14 inches wide,
not too
and
tall,
14 inches deep. To check out this piece, swing on over to Sideshow.com.
Even though it's only 20 inches tall, like, can you pause this?
Let your geek side show.
I guess you can't really pause it. So let's just take a look at the listing here. So it's up for pre-order, $740. And I don't know when this video is going to come out, but I just looked at their new Superman Premium format. And that's kind of why I assumed that that might be around this price range. But now that I'm looking at the size of this and the size of that Superman might be more than $740. So edition size to be determined. Here's the thing with Sideshow, man. On the artistic end, nobody's messing with them. Other companies can hire great sculptors and make great pieces, but nobody's really doing anything different except for Sideshow. I mentioned the other Spider-Man Premium format. They did the perspective base. They play with a lot of colors and glowing effects. Now this one too, they had this kind of almost Batman sanity inspired being attacked by his villains. And shout out to XM, they're extremely innovative as well. But just like the wrapping motion, the way this is kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a Mysterio effect or what have you. We know that Quentin Beck is back there. But just the way this is warping like a wave over him, and those colors, like she mentioned, the greens and the purples, that's kind of the traditional comic book villain colors. Now, when you have Spider-Man here, it's a very unique pose for a statue. Typically, we see him in more of an action pose, and this one, he's more on the defense. Like, I could almost see his spider sense going off here, and they probably should have included something like that, like XM did with their Absolute Carnage piece. This piece is screaming for a spider sense. So he's on top of this base. It's kind of angled here. Let's take a look at some more pictures of it. Yeah, so you really have that nice contrast, the classic red and blue Spidey. And just like Superman, they're going traditional comic book look here. There's no texturing going on the blue or the red. It's super smooth, although I can tell there is some shadowing there. Here we get a better look at Doc Ock, Electro. I'm curious to see, is that like a clear piece that's over Mysterio's helmet? Because I can almost see the studio lights in the background. But yeah, those enemies being warped behind him. I like the spider emblem. It's giving me like an Ultimate Spider-Man kind of vibe. Big, huge Spidey eyes. And then here we go. Oh yeah, look, didn't I tell you? Spider sense. It should have a spider sense over his head. They put that in the background here. So about 21 inches tall. It's got a nice composition to it, right? Like you have the wave over here. Almost like he is riding a wave. It almost looks like a surfing pose. I didn't love this angle. It does look like he's got his ass poked out a little bit too much. But yeah, I mean, he's in a Spider-Man defensive, bracing himself pose. Here's the back of the villain wave. And get a better look at all the warping going on here. Here goes one of the Doc Ock tendrils. So a pretty unique diorama in the sense, right? You have Spider-Man, but he's surrounded by his villains in a sense. In this wispy type of smoky mist. Pretty cool, man. How do I see the other pictures? Oh, here we go. Looking down here, so you got, you know, your brick, your cracked concrete. And then here goes the translucent one. All right, so yeah, it's kind of what we expected based off of that tease. Right away, we can tell, hey, this is kind of him not in a dynamic pose. Are those the Sinister Six in the background? And yeah, they are. I do like the current premium format, the Daniel Bell sculpt, better. It's got like that ASM 300 pose, but the perspective base was just kind of new and unique. Personally, I like a more regular type of base, so I do like this piece. Am I going to add it to the collection? I don't really know yet. I know I'm going to grab that Superman for sure. There's other reveals that I'm going to be doing reactions for. This one I'm still kind of on the fence about. Let me know what you guys think about it. Sound off in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and stay minty fresh. Peace. Real quick, I want to thank THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com for sponsoring the video. They've been rocking with us for years, so make sure to show them some love. For February, you get the same 5 comics, $100 of retail value for just $50. There are other perks involved as well. As you can see, they do monthly YouTube giveaway shows. They have a members-only store. They have exclusive variants that you can only get in this box. So besides the 5 comics, which are variants, exclusives, things of that nature, but for this month, you're going to get a Crashdown #1. That's right, my boy Comic Tom and Fire Guy Ryan's first ever published comic, along with Ben Templesmith. This cover right here, they made 100 of the regulars, they made 100 of the virgins, 100 of the foils, and 10 of the metals. So every single box is going to get the regular cover, and you're also going to get either a virgin, foil, or metal. So only 10 lucky people will get the metal, and virgins and foils at random. So actually, you're going to get 7 books in this month's subscription box. Big thanks to ThatSpidermanBooth.com. Shout out Comic Tom, Fire Guy Ryan. Great read. Check out Crashdown #1.